This conference will now be recorded.
Last week, we were discussing about Ansible, what is Ansible, how it works, what is module, what is inventory, what is playbook. Okay. We already installed some softwares like Jenkins using Ansible, and I have given one assignment to install Tomcat also using Ansible playbook. I see very good participation, almost 30 to 20 to 30 people has done that assignment. What about others? What about the rest of the guys? You guys yet to do, or you are not yet done, or you don't want to do? You don't want to do, or you yet to do the assignment? Guys, assignments are very, very important. It is not like kind of a punishment for you. It is like you will get a confidence, lot of confidence once you do the assignments. Yes, I can do something on my own using whatever tools, whatever technology or tools I am learning. You will get a lot of confidence. The confidence is very, very important when you are appearing for the interviews or whenever you are facing someone technically. Assignments are not a punishment for you guys. It is like it will boost your confidence if you do the assignments. Okay, make sure you are doing the assignments, okay, whenever you get some time. Okay. I am here to help you. Whenever I see your messages, I may not able to immediately reply. I may not able to immediately reply your issue, especially in weekdays. Whenever I see message, your message, definitely I'll reply. I will reply. I will address your concern queries. Other lot of team members also, like they are helping each other, right? We have lot of folks in the group. If they have already know how to resolve this issue, they are also trying to help you each other. So make sure you do the assignments if you are facing the issues. Post in the Skype group so that issue will be addressed. Okay, okay, we'll continue today in the rest of the other topics. So last week we were discussing about vars, variables. Today also we'll continue on the variables. What type of variables we discussed so far? We can use variables in a playbook or in a templates, like runtime variables, and also within a playbook vars. Right here we can load vars from files. We can load variables from files, or we can define vars in a playbook, which we have already verified, right? So something like this: hosts var underscore files. We can include the files using that vars file name, something like this. So if you understand, can I include multiple variable files? Not only one. Can I include multiple variable files like this? We can do this. Then we have a tasks. We have a tasks. So as part of these tasks, as part of these tasks, or as part of the templates which I am copying in these tasks, can I refer the variables as part of the task directly in the tasks, indirectly in the templates? which we are referring, which we are copying as part of this task, we can refer those variables, right? This is one thing. There is one more option. There was one more option last week I was trying, but I was trying in a different location. That's why it give an issue. So one more option is we can load variables using one task. We can load variables using one task. There is one more module. There is a module for that, include underscore vars. So I can load like this also by having a separate task like this. Include underscore vars is one module that I can give var file path. So I can define load this way, or I can load this way also. So if I load this way also, will I able to refer whatever variables I am loading as part of this file in the subsequent tasks directly or in the templates indirectly? Again, yes. Or can I directly pass variables? Can I define directly variables like this? Vars instead of files? We can do this. So we have at runtime also we can pass the variables. Now we have one more category, one more type of variables called group vars, host vars. So whatever variables we are defining in a playbook, or whatever variables we are loading in the playbook, does those variables can be referred in other playbooks? Whatever variables we have defined in a playbook, or whatever variables we are loading from that file in that playbook cannot be referred in the other playbook, other playbooks. Is it possible for me to define a variables at a group level or a host level, kind of a global variables at a system level variables and a group level variables? We can do that. Let me show that. Let me connect to my Ansible server. Let me connect to this Ansible machine. Let me switch to Ansible user. Now, let me demonstrate this way. I have one variable, one file, copy file. I have one playbook here. I'm defining something like this: hosts all become true tasks. I'm copying some file. Copy file using template, right? So I am saying template source something. Let's say test.txt. Destination, I want to copy to some destination, something like this, test.txt, any file, or XML, YML, whatever. Now I will have the file test.txt. txt file. Here, welcome, something like this, name, some variable. Now, this is my playbook. This is my template. Here I am referring one variable. Now, here I am executing this playbook. I am going to get error. What error I am getting? Undefined variable, because that variable is nowhere defined. Suppose if that variable is defined in another playbook. So I have defined variable in this playbook, like maybe something like this, directly or from indirectly from files, directly. But is this variable in a different playbook? Will I able to use that variable in another playbook as part of the template? Even though I copy same file, it won't work. Even though I copy that test, index.html as part of this playbook, it won't work because the variable is defined in somewhere else. This way, what are the options I have now? I have options. At runtime I can pass or I can define this way. Now here, understand the difference. Now if I pass at runtime or if I load using or if I define in my playbook, does the variables value will be same irrespective of under which group that file you are copying or under which machine that file you are copying or executing? Does the value or variables will be same if I define this way? Under which server you are executing or under which group you are executing, does the value will be same if I pass at runtime, if I pass using my playbook also, whether it's a app server, db server or any server, will it be same? Yes. Let me show that. Let me show that. Let me update my, I will have a one more task, something like this, name. Can I use shell module or command module to do the cat of this one? And I want to register to one variable. Like something like this, content, something like this, some variable. Now can I print this variable? Which module I can use if I want to print this variable? Content. I can use debug module. I can use var if I want to print something like this, dot std out. Now I can pass at runtime. I can pass at runtime also. Ansible hyphen playbook copy file hyphen extra hyphen var name equals to something like this. Now irrespective, I have a different groups, different hosts in my host inventory. Does this will be same in all the servers, all the groups if I do this way? If you see in this server, welcome Balaji, this server welcome Balaji, this server also welcome Balaji, like this, right? Now, if I define in my playbook also same, whether I load from file, whether I load from file, whether I directly define also same. Does value will change based on the group, based on the host this is getting executed? If it is Balaji or if it is Mithun, it will be same, right? I'm not defining at runtime, I'm defining within my playbook. Within my playbook, something like this. Same value. Now I have a requirement. The value should be changed. The variable value should be changed based on the group of the server where we are executing, or based on the server, based on the host itself, the value should be changed. Suppose in my host inventory, I have different groups. I have different groups. So in my host inventory, I have a different groups like app servers, DB servers, Docker servers. Now the value should be, the variable value should be different based on the group, based on the host which we are executing. Then how can I do that? How can I define that? What concept I can use here? That is where we can use group vars or host vars concept. I can define a variables at a group level. I can define a variables at a group level, group scope. So then the variables will be, the value will be based on the group, whatever the task is getting executed, right? Now where should I define the group vars? What is the directory? What is the file name? That is just a variable files. Again, that is again variable file. Anyone has any idea where I can define that group vars or host vars, variable files? By default, Ansible will load that group variables, host variables. You no need to explicitly load also. You no need to explicitly load also. That will be loaded by default. So I can create group variable files in the folder where I have a host inventory. Where I have a host inventory. As of now, where do I have a host inventory, guys? As of now, where do I have a host inventory? etc/ansible/host, right? So in that folder, etc/ansible folder, I can define my group vars. I can define my group vars. So you can define custom variables. I mean to say our own variables for each group and host that you define in an inventory. So these variables are known as group vars or host vars. So group vars and host vars will be defined in their own folders. In their own folders. So the group variable folder name should be group underscore vars. The group variable folder name should be group underscore vars. The host variable folder name should be host underscore vars. Now, these folders should exist in wherever you have a host inventory. As of now, my host inventory is in etc/ansible. So in that, I can create a folder like this, group underscore vars. The folder name should be group underscore vars. I have a host file in this folder. In the same folder, I am creating this folder group underscore vars. So this is again variables file. In that folder, I can define a variable files, group variable files. So we can define a group variable file. What should be the file name? What should be the file name of that group variables? This is the folder. In this folder, I have to define a group variable files. So this is my host inventory. This is my host inventory, right? This is my host inventory. I can define variables for a group level or host level. So I can define something like this: all.yml, all.yml. So here, if I define something like this, again, if I define like this, and if I am referring this variable in any of my playbook, or in any of my template, does this value will be same for all the servers? All the servers. That is what the meaning of all. That is what the meaning of all. All the servers, same value. I can define like this. Now let me show that. I have not defined as of now. Let me remove from here. I am not removing here. I am not defining here. If I don't define here, it will expect in some locations. It will expect in some location that where variable should be either passed at runtime, either it should be part of your playbook, or it should be part of either it should be part of group vars, either it should be part of host vars. But as of now, is that variable is part of any of this location? I am not passing at runtime. I have removed from playbook. It is not defined in the playbook. I have not yet created that group variable file. I have not defined host variable file. So if it is not part of any of these way, do we get a error now? Undefined variable when I refer that, when I execute that playbook. Do you see? I am getting a undefined variable. Now here I am defining. In my group variable file, I am defining. I have a file. Let me create a file. Let me create a file called all.yml. All.yml. Now this is just a variable file. You no need to explicitly say vars. I'm just defining a variable like this. Just something like this. Now I have defined here in all.yml group vars, right? But I am not explicitly loading. I am no need to load also. Am I loading that variable file explicitly, that group variable file? No, that will be loaded by default. Now if I run this playbook, do you see, irrespective of under which group, under which server that host is there, do you see same value is coming from this all.yml because I have defined that way. So this is the value irrespective of all the groups or host. Now my requirement is it should be different based on the group. It should be different based on the group. So for this group of servers, different value. For this group of server, different value. For this group of different value. In that case, can I have something like this? This group name, app servers dot YML. The file name should be your group name. The variable file name should be your group name. Now here in this file, if I define like this, let's say, just for your understanding, I am saying something like this. Now, same playbook, when it is executing in this group, what will be the value, guys? What will be the value? This is the value. But what about other groups? What about other groups? Because I have not created a group where for this, I have not created a group where for this. So for other servers, for these servers, again, what will be the value? It is going to take this one. It is going to take this one. But if I don't define this one, then what will happen when it is executing in other servers, other groups? If I don't have that variable, then what will happen? While executing other servers, you will get a error, undefined message for other servers. But for this group of servers, will it work? Yes. Okay. That way it work. That way it will work. Now let me define that one also. Let me create again another group variable, Ansible group vars. The file name should be what, guys? As I told, the group variable file name should be whatever you are referring in the inventory. So if I define like this, will it work? Even though I define like this, SC small, something like this. Again, will it load this? Will it consider this variable file for that group? No. So make sure your group name is this. Something like this. appservers.yml. Here I'll say something like this. Name from app servers. Something like this. Now I have this one as well as this one. But when it comes to the execution, when it is executing in this group of servers, when those tasks or templates are getting copied in this group of servers, what will be the value in this group of servers? This will be the value. In other servers, this will be the value, right? So now let me show that. If you see, how come it is different in this server? Same task, I don't have a task, different task. I have very simple task. I'm copying the file, but when it is copied to this file, it is copied with a different value. When it is copied to other servers, it is copied with a different value. What concept I am using here? I am using a template with variables, but what concept I am using? I am using a concept of group variables. I am using a concept of group variables. Now, let me do this way. Docker servers. I have another group called Docker servers. So I am creating a variable there. Here. Now I have these many group variable files. Docker servers. Now, as per my inventory, there are two Docker servers. Now, when it is executing the task in this server, is it going to take value from that group? Is it going to take from this group? Now, if I define a variable file, group variable file, Docker variables, and this one. Now, when it is executing in these two servers, this is the value. When it is executing in this server, this is the value. For this group, I have not defined any variable. Since I have this, then while executing in this server, is it going to take this value? Yes, actually that is not the value. It is like this as of now. Okay. Now let me show that. Do you see the tasks are getting performed with different values based on the group? Now same task is performed with different values based on the group. Now if I don't have this one, again, am I going to get error while executing in this one? That if I remove that variable, here I am just commenting. Now am I going to get a error for that server? For that server, I am going to get a error. For this server, task is failed. For this server, task is failed. Because undefined variable, right? Because I have not defined here. But for other servers, it has taken from respective groups. Now, if required, can I create a group variable file for that one also, like db servers.yaml, then that variable from something like this. Now, if you see, even though I have not defined variables in a playbook, I can refer the variables from group wars. Can I refer these variables in another playbook also? Now, in any other playbook, not only this playbook, I can refer this one in any other playbook also, right? Now, let me ask one question, because one of our student got the same, this question in the interview. I want to install something like this. Install git some version. I don't know the exact version. Let's see what version we have. Git is not there. Let me see if I have in any other servers. Something like this. Let's say in one server 2.25.1 is there. One server we have 2.25.1 is there. In another server we have 2.27. Now let's say I have a requirement like this. Same task. I don't want to write multiple tasks, right? I don't want to write like this: hosts, DB servers, tasks, name, install git, m module, or whatever name. I don't want to do something like this. 2.25 in this one. It is not exactly correct, guys. This is, don't try with this. I'm just giving an example. So I don't want to do this way. I don't want to do this way. Something like this. I don't want to write multiple place. Now my requirement is in DB servers, this package to be installed. In app server, this package to be installed. How can I do that? Instead of writing the code this way, can I write something like this? All whatever, right? Then can I refer a variable here as a variable git package Then this git package, can I define in my group wars? In this one, I can say git package in app servers this way, 2.21.7 in DB servers here, same variable. Can I refer like this instead of writing this way? Can I do this way using this group variables concept? But instead of doing this way, if I define here, then what happens? Is it going to change based on the group, based on the host, or same value? If I define this way, this is the value irrespective of the group and host. So which one will give the precedence? Sometimes in the interview also they will ask, which one will give the precedence? Variable precedence in Ansible. Now I have a variable defined in playbook. I have defined variable in host. I have defined a variable in runtime. So which one will take more precedence? Same variable I am passing at runtime. Same variable I am passing at runtime. Same variable I am passing at runtime. Is my voice is breaking, guys, for everyone or only for Sampath? Sampath is saying, sir, your voice is breaking. Is it breaking for everyone? Okay. Someone is saying clear, someone is breaking. I don't think it is much lag. I think it is not much lag. I hope it's manageable. Okay. So what I was saying, I am running, passing at runtime. I have a same variable in playbook, group where's, host where's. Which one will take the precedence? So this is the precedence order. First precedence goes to runtime. First precedence goes to runtime. First precedence goes to runtime. Then second precedence goes to this playbook where's. Whether you define in playbook or load from playbook, this one. Second precedence goes to which one? This one, host level. Fourth preference goes to which one? The group level. So this is the precedence of variables in Ansible. This is the precedence of variable in Ansible, right? Now, if you have this use case, definitely runtime is high power. Now, my requirement, I want to change everything. I don't want, now if you see, I have not defined in a playbook. It is using group variables precedence. It is using group variable precedence. Now I can define at a host level also. What is host where's? What is host where's? Again, I just explained about group where's. What is host where's? The way we have a group where's, there is a concept called host where's. That host is nothing but a system level. I can define variables at a system level also, host level, something like this. What should be the folder name for host where's? What should be the folder name for host where's? In this directory, what should be the folder name for host where's? It should be something like this, host underscore where's. Then what should be the file name of host where's? What should be the file name of host where's? Whatever. If you are using IP address in the host inventory, IP address. If you are using the host name in the host inventory, then that host name. As of now, I'm using IP, so I can define something like this. Now there, again I am defining a variable. Now when the task is getting executed in that server, in that host, is it going to take this one, or it is going to take the value from this one? It is not going to take the value from group, it is going to take the value from host. Let me show that. If you see, is it taking the value from that host? If you see for that server, which means which one is taking the precedence now out of this two? Host, then group. Within this group also, first specific group. If it is not there, then where it will check? All. If this is not there in the there, then it will check in the all. Now if I pass at runtime, hyphen extra, hyphen where's, I am saying something like this. Now, is it going to take anything defined in the group host? If you see, is it taking runtime? Yes. Now, if it is not runtime, if I defined within a playbook also, then precedence goes to which one? Is it goes to group, host, or playbook? Now I am defining same variable in a playbook. Where's name something like this. Now I am not passing at runtime also. Even though I have a group where's host where's, which one is taking the precedence? Ansible is taking the precedence of which variable now? Do you see? Is it taking from the playbook? From the playbook. You see, in this one also, playbook. So is everyone clear? What is host where's? What is group where's? Based on the requirement, can I define a variable at a group where's or host where's? Right. So one time, one of the interview for one of our student, they asked one question. I have a app servers, I have a some other group of servers. I want to install different version of the package, different version of the same software using single task. Using single task. I don't want to write a multiple place. I don't want to write a multiple tasks. Like I don't want to write a multiple place like this. With single play based on the group the server belongs to, I want to install different version of the software. Can I use the concept of group values here by writing like this? I'll define that variable in a group values. So this is about group values. If I am not defining anywhere, if I am not passing at runtime, if it is not in a playbook, if it is not in host, if it is not in group, then you will get a error, undefined error. Okay. This is about variables. Now let's understand some other concept in Ansible called loops. We have a loops concept, we have a conditions concept in Ansible. The way we have a variables, we can use loops concept, conditions concept. Like any other programmatic language, we can use loops. What is loop? You can, whether you are using shell script, whether you are using pipeline, that Groovy scripting, whatever it is, there is a concept called loops. So what is loop in general? repeatedly executing the same set of logic, repeatedly executing same set of tasks, same set of instructions, executing repeatedly unless till the condition is satisfied, that loop condition. Now let's say I have this requirement. Let's say I have this requirement. Install git vim wget curl using Ansible in some server or group of server, whatever it is. Or let's say create Balaji, Mithun, some other user like this, some users like my last class favorite student Govindu, something like this. I want to create a user like this. So repetitive tasks. Now I can write something like this. Hosts, whether in all servers or DB server, that doesn't matter here. I'm not talking about here. Now I can write a task like this. I can write a task like this. Name, install git yum module, name, git state, something like this. Present, like this we can write. But if you observe here, we are using same module, same set of options, same set of arguments, but with a different value, right? I can say something like this. But do we have some duplicate code here? Kind of some duplicate code here, like vim I want to install, let's say. Do we have some kind of a duplicate code here? Almost same module, same arguments, but only this value is getting changed. So instead of doing this way, I can use a concept of loops. I can use a concept of loops here, something like this. Single task, here we can use something like this. This is one option. This is one option. This is one option. Vim curl, right? So in any programmatic language, this represents what? Square bracket represents what? Array, multiple values. And also there is a way to iterate also. There is a way to iterate. There is a one more way. There is a item, there is a concept called with underscore items concept is there. With underscore items, loops concept here. Something like this. I can define multiple items. Something like this. Now here, within double flower bracket, item, item, item. So this task will be executed for how many items, how many times this task will be executed? For how many items, how many times? 4 times. So this is also one approach. But when it comes to yum module, they are deprecating this option. When it is yum module, when it is goes with yum module, they are deprecating this option. Not for all the modules, only for yum module. So instead of this option, can I go with this option for yum module? Yes. Now same thing goes for other modules also. Now I want to create users. Deprecating in the sense they are going to remove that option. Some technical words. Deprecating in the sense they are going to remove that support, that option for this module, which means they are deleting the logic with underscore items logic for M module in the future releases of Ansible. Deprecating in the sense they are going to remove the support. We cannot use this option with M module in future releases. And also recently you might heard about the Kubernetes is deprecating Docker. Kubernetes is deprecating Docker. If you are heard about that, what does it mean? They are going to remove the support. Right? That way. Now let's take this use case. Users. I want to create these users. Instead of writing this way, like instead of writing this way, can I write in single task? Like I can say user module, name, whatever options that comes with user module. Let's say I'm just only showcasing this one, right? User module, create underscore home. You have some option like yes, password, all those options. I'm not explaining all those things here, right? So instead of writing this way, can I do this one also with single task using loops concept? Something like this. Instead of writing this way, can I use loops concept here? So tasks, name, create users, user module, name, something like this. Within here, I can say item, other options, whatever, with underscore items, Balaji, something like this, Mithun, and something like this. So this way, this task will be executed how many times? How many users will be created? If I have like this, 3 users. So this loops concept can be used for any module. It is not only for M module, it is not only for APT module, or it is not only for user module. Suppose I want to copy files also. Multiple files using copy module or template module. Can I use this concept with copy module, template module, whatever module? We can do that. Now if you observe, this supports list of variables, list of strings. Now for this user, let's say my requirement is for Balaji user, I want to create a home directory. For Mithun user, I don't want to create a home directory. For Mithun user, I want to say no. For Balaji user, I want to say yes. Is that possible? Now I am just defining list of strings here. Can I define list of dictionaries here? Are you getting my requirement, guys? I'm saying for Balaji user, it has to create a home directory. For Mithun user, it should not create a home directory. In that case, what should be the value? Create underscore home for Mithun. It should be no. Now, is it possible that one also? Yes. How come? Basically, instead of passing list of strings, I can pass list of dictionaries in a JSON format also. I can pass something like this. Here I can say in JSON format dictionary name, let's say Balaji, something like this. Anything, create home, yes, something like this. For this one I can say, for this one I can say Mithun, I can say no. For this guy I can say, for this guy I can say yes. Now here item dot this key, whatever you are referring here. If it is ABC here, that key. So item dot name. For this one, what I can do here? Item dot, what I can say? Create home. We can define list of strings, list of strings, or we can define list of dictionaries also like this. So are you guys clear? How can we use loops with this with underscore items as a single value? If you want to loop list of strings, you want to loop, you can loop like this. List of dictionaries, something like this. This way I can do this. Same applies for copy module. Same applies for copy module, template module, whatever. My requirement is copy test.txt file and abc.xyz file. Just to give an example, abc.txt file using Ansible. Instead of writing multiple tasks, can I write a single task again here? Yes. Hosts all become true, tasks name. So name, task name, whatever name you want to give, copy files, copy module. If you are just copying files, copy module, source, destination. Now with underscore items, I can say something like this. The path of this one, suppose this is in current directory, suppose that abc.txt is there in temp directory, something like this. Here I can refer with underscore items like this. Sorry, item, just item. But if I want to copy to different destination, now if I give like this file also will be copied to this destination, this file also will be copied to same destination. Suppose if I give like this file also copied to this destination, this file also copied to the same destination. Now this file I want to copy to different destination with a different owner, different group, different permissions. This one I want to copy to different group, different owner, different destination. In that case, can I go for list of dictionaries like this? Something like this. Source, whatever, test.txt, dest or destination, whatever, key value. This one you want to copy to some folder, and this one you want to copy to different destination, different source, right? Suppose source is this one, destination you want to copy to this one, let's say. Here can I refer item dot source, here item dot destination. Now mode, if required, can I copy this one with a different mode permissions, something like this, single quote or double quote mode. This one I want to copy with some mode 0777 mode, or this one I want to copy with just 400 mode, just to give an example I am giving here, something like this. This way you can do this. Item dot that whatever you are using. Loops concept. Let me show that. I'm writing a playbook. Hosts, irrespective of whatever server, all servers or group of servers, that doesn't matter. Here I'm talking about loops. Again, a module name. Here I can refer something like this. It should be item state present with underscore items, something like this. Git vim wget whatever, something like this. Now this also works. This also works, but if you see, they are giving deprecation warning. This feature will be removed for M module. In which version of Ansible they are saying this feature will be removed? They are saying 2.11 version they are going to be removed. But now it is working. But instead of this option, what they are trying to say? Go with this option, second option, right? This option. So this way, with single task, am I able to execute multiple softwares, multiple packages, same task executed repeatedly for different values? Yes. Similarly, if required, can I do this for other module like template module or copy module? I want to copy multiple files to different destination, different locations, different permissions. Raju is asking what is the meaning of this one. We discussed actually for especially for this batch only. I have given 1 day complete YML basics. Actually for other batches I have not explained this much extensively what is YML, what is dictionary, what is list and all those things, right? So this with underscore items, this hash represents what? Wherever you see this sorry this represents what? Hyphen represents what in YML? This is basically a list of items, so that these will be executed for multiple times. That squash action is nothing but using this with underscore items. They are calling as a squash action. Okay, so let me copy files. Now I can define this way within, like I can say something like the source test.txt comma destination or dest whatever. I want to copy this one to this folder in the destination, some file, something like this. Another, something like this. If you want to pass multiple, multiple also. Now here I can use copy module if you are just copying the files. If you want to replace some values in these files, which module instead of copy module, which we already know, the template module. Now copy module, source, this is destination. Now here what I can say, item dot src. Here what I can refer, item dot dest, whatever here I referred, right? This way. So let me do the dry run first. I'm not sure whether the syntax is proper or not. How to do the syntax check? What option? Hyphen hyphen syntax hyphen check. It's perfect. Now let me do the dry run. If I want to do the dry run, hyphen hyphen check. Now what it is saying? What it is saying? What do you understand from this? One item is changed. One task is successful because we have a test.txt. We have a test.txt in this folder. The test.txt is copied to this destination. Same task one more time it is executing. Why it is failed? For one more item, why it is failed? That file is not existed in the source. So let me create that in the source. The tmp abc.txt file is not there. That's why it is throwing error. I am just doing a dry run. It is not actual run. Now same task, is it executed two times? This one for one time, this one for other time. Dry run. This is just a dry run. Actual run, I can do this. Actual run, I can do this. Like this, we have a loops concept here. Can I use this concept for any module? Is it specific to these loops, variables, these conditions concept? Is it specific to any module? No, it's a general concept. This can be applied for any task or any module. The way we have a loops, we have a conditions concept. We have a conditions concept. What is that condition? What is the meaning of condition? Kind of a check. Unless until the condition is satisfied, I don't want to perform that task. I don't want to perform that task. Unless until some condition is satisfied, I don't want to perform that task. Now let's take this one. One requirement. Now I have a mixed servers. I have a mixed servers. Like Red Hat servers are there, Ubuntu servers are there. If I have a playbook like this, is it going to work For all the servers, I mean to say install some package using yum module. I am saying yum, name is git, state is present. Now, will this module works for Red Hat, sorry, Ubuntu servers? Does this module works for Ubuntu servers? No. Now, I want to execute this task based on some condition. If some condition is satisfied, then only I want to execute. Otherwise, I don't want to execute that task. If some condition is satisfied, then I want to execute that one. If the condition is not satisfied, I don't want to execute that task. Kind of a if else you use, right? In the shell script. If some condition is satisfied, then only perform. Otherwise, don't perform. Kind of a if else statements in your shell script or GUI script or wherever. Now, I can perform conditions on some variables. On what variables? I can perform some conditions on our own variable or on the Ansible facts. On the Ansible facts. What is Ansible fact? If you observe, while executing any playbook, did you guys observe one task is getting performed like gathering facts, any playbook you execute? Did you guys observe that? Any playbook you execute, right? Install httpd, let's say. Any playbook you execute, did you observe? Is it performing one task called gathering facts? So what is that gathering facts? What is that gathering facts? I don't have the task. Do I have the task in this playbook? Do I have the task gather facts in that playbook? No. So what it is gathering? The name is saying gathering facts. It is gathering facts, some information. What information it is gathering? It is gathering information about the host. It is gathering information about the host, your machines, your machine details. What type of machine is that? What operating system? What distribution? That is the default task which will be executed by Ansible. Which module Ansible will use to gather that facts? Which module Ansible will use to gather that facts? There is a module called setup. There is a module called setup module. So this module will be used to gather the facts. What it is gathering? If you see, let me show that. Let me manually execute that one. I'm saying Ansible all -m setup. This is the module it is using internally. Let me execute this one. Maybe in all the servers, some group of servers, that doesn't matter. This is the module it is internally using. If you see, is it gathering some information about that machine, like Python version, distribution, what type of OS, right? What version of the OS, right? If you see this server, let's take this server. If you see, is it gathering some information like IP address information? And a lot of other details like storage details, disk attached details. And also, do you see, is it gathering Ansible underscore distribution, kind of one variable, Ansible fact, Ansible variable, Ubuntu operating system, and what version, Ansible underscore distribution underscore major version 20. So it is gathering some information about the host, Ansible facts. Can I use these Ansible variables, Ansible facts in my playbook as a condition? This task should be executed this task should be executed when that condition is satisfied. Otherwise, that condition is not satisfied, it should not execute. So we have a module, we have a facts. So there is a option called when. There is an option called when. We can use this option when. Conditions in Ansible. Now, as I already told, we can use conditions based on the facts. We can use condition based on the facts. And also, can I use condition based on the registered variables? Which means, can I use conditions based on the previous task output? Based on the previous task output, I want to execute the next task. If the condition is not satisfied, I don't want to execute that task. Based on the registered variables, not only Ansible facts, based on the registered variables. We can do that. And we can use condition on our own variables. We can use conditions in loops also. All this we can use. Now, something like this. When some condition is satisfied, then only execute this one. Otherwise, don't execute. Something like this. When Ansible facts, OS family, Debian, then only do that. Otherwise, don't execute. So this Ansible facts, is it gathering those facts? So Debian, this Ubuntu is also nothing but a Debian, guys. OS distribution. OS distribution, you can see somewhere, it will be shown as Debian. OS distribution will be shown as Debian. This Ubuntu is also nothing but a Debian, that OS distribution. Somewhere you can see in this fact. Okay. So you can use based on that facts also. Now, if I don't want to gather these facts, what option I can use in my playbook? Let's say I don't want to gather these facts. Let's say I don't want to gather these facts in any playbook. What option I can use? There is one option called gather facts. There is one option called gather underscore facts. I can say no, or I can say false. I can say no, or I can say false. Gather facts. So what is the default value? What is the default value of this one, gather facts? True. Now if I don't want to gather underscore facts as no or false. Now let me execute this playbook. Let me execute this playbook now. If you observe, is it gathering the facts now? If you see, is it gathering the facts? It is not gathering the facts. It is not gathering the facts. Now, without gathering the facts, can I refer that Ansible facts as a conditions in my tasks? Without gathering the facts, will I able to refer that Ansible facts in my conditions? No. Now we have something like this, right? If you see, example here itself, you can see. Now when this task will be executed, if I have a task like this, when this task will be executed, if I have a task like this, when this task will be executed, this task will be executed if the OS family is Debian. Suppose I have a Ubuntu, I have a Red Hat servers. Does this task will be executed in my Red Hat servers? No, it won't be executed, right? Let me show you some sample. Let me take some sample here. Something like this. something like this. This is my playbook, let's say. Now, this is one playbook. Now, I am not gathering the facts. I am saying explicitly gather facts as no. Gather facts as no. In that case, can I refer my Ansible facts in my playbook like this in conditions? No. What do you get when I execute this playbook? What you are getting? What it is saying? Since I am not gathering the facts, what it is saying? The conditional check is failed. Error while evaluating the condition statement. Do you see undefined kind of a variable message? Undefined variable message, because it is not able to resolve that variable. This Ansible underscore OS family is kind of a variable, Ansible variable, built-in variables. So that's why we are not able to execute that one. Now, if I comment or if I remove also, what is the default value of this gather facts? Yes. Then I have a mixed servers now. Now, does this task will be executed in Ubuntu servers? I have two Ubuntu servers. Those two Docker machines are Ubuntu machines. Does this task will be executed in that machine? No. Only it will be executed in the Red Hat servers. But who is gathering this information? Who is gathering this information? This is one variable, Ansible fact variable. So who is gathering the variable, this value? Ansible itself is gathering by performing. Ansible itself is gathering by performing that gather facts task. Now, does this task will be executed in Red Hat servers? I have some Red Hat servers. Does this task will be executed in Red Hat servers? No. This will be executed in only Debian servers. I can use multiple conditions also, something like this. Now, when this will be executed, guys? When this task will be executed? This task will be executed when the OS is CentOS, and version 6. Suppose if I have a CentOS version 7, I have some server with CentOS and version 7, then does this task will be executed in that server? No. Now this one, the last one, when this will be executed like a multiple and or conditions, when this task will be executed? If the underlying operating system is CentOS and version 6, CentOS and version 6 or Debian version 7. It will be executed if the underlying operating system is CentOS and version 6, or you have R condition, or Debian version 7. Like this, we can use conditions. Now, do I have any CentOS systems? CentOS system with version 6, Debian system with version 7? No. So in this case, does this task will be executed? This one, whatever I have highlighted? No. Again, does this task will be executed, whatever I have highlighted? No. But I have, but these two, will it be executed in some servers and it will skip in some servers? This will be executed in some servers, it will skip in some servers, because I have a combination of Debian and Ubuntu. Ubuntu is nothing but a Debian family. Now let me show that. Ansible -playbook. Now if you see, it is skipping in this server and it is skipping in this server. Why it is skipping in those two servers, this first task? Because of the condition is not satisfied, condition is not met. But here I got okay, okay. Okay in the sense the task is getting executed, but it is already performed. That HTTPD is already installed in other servers, Red Hat servers. That's why I'm getting okay. Now, if you see here, why I am getting skipping in these two servers, 168 and 218, this second task, because the condition here, Debian condition, these two servers are not met. Now, here it is skipped in all the servers because the condition is not satisfied. So this way, can I use conditions on my tasks using Ansible facts? Not only Ansible facts, can I use conditions on my own variables also, or registered variable in the sense from the variables, the output of previous task. Let me show this, something like this. Uh, let me see, check Java. Now, if you see what I am trying to do, first task, what I am trying to perform in the first task, using shell module, I am doing this. This is your Linux command. I no need to explain. What I am trying to do using this one, I am trying to get the Java version and extracting exact version, right? If I just have a Java, let's say, do I have a Java here? Java is not there. Let me go to some server where I have a Java. Let me SSH to some server, or let me do this way, Y to SSH, Y to SSH, Ansible app servers, -m shell module, -a. I am executing like this, Java version. Now it is returning all these details. It is returning all these details when I do this way. Now I want to extract only this one. I want to extract only this one. So what I'm trying to do by looking at this, you are grepping the line where you have a version. So you are grepping this one, something like this, right? You are grepping this one, grep this wherever I have a version, this one. Now I am getting this line. Then I want to extract this one. One second. This is missing. This is Linux, guys. Already you know. I'm just showing. So I'm just grepping that line. Again, I'm trying to extract this one. Column 3, 1, 2. This is in which column? So using AWK command, what I'm trying to do? Using AWK command, I'm getting the third column, right? Something like this. The third column. Just some syntax issues are there. You need to correct all those things. Okay? There is another pipe symbol. There are two pipe symbols. Okay? So I'm just getting the third column. This third column, then I can extract, right? So I'm just getting the number, that version number. Again, can I use this with the command module, guys? Can I use this with command module? Does this works with command module as we already discussed? No, only shell module. So I'm registering that version. I'm registering that version. Here I'm just using debug. Here I'm just using debug without condition, with condition. So this task, this can be any other module. I'm just using debug module. This can be any other module. So when this task will be executed, whatever I have highlighted, when this task will be executed, whenever that Java version is not equals to empty, when that Java version is not equals to empty. Now here, can I use m module? If it is empty, let's say double equals to, I will say double equals to empty. If it is double equals to empty, can I use M module or other module to install Java? If that Java is not installed, then only it will install, something like that. Can I use conditions on previous task output also based on the registered variables? Yes. Now let me do this. Ansible -playbook check Java. Here I am not using condition. Here I am not using condition. This one, print Java version. So if you see, only in 2 servers the Java is there, other 2 Java is not there. Since I am using this grep awk, even though this is throwing error, the version is coming as empty. The version is coming as empty because this is throwing error. This will throw error because in there you don't see any text called version. So you are getting as empty. So which means, do we have Java installed in these 2 servers? Whatever I have highlighted which is coming as empty, no, Java is not installed. Now here Java is there, and I have a third task where I am using that condition when. So why this task is getting executed in only these 2 servers? Why it is skipping in this server the last task? Why it is skipping this task, the Java version? This one I am printing. So why this is skipping in these 2 servers? Because the condition is not satisfied. You can take this. That's what I am doing right here. I have one task, I am getting the Java version. Before that you can install Java. I'm just giving one example here how to use registered variables in my conditions. So this way, can I use conditions on the registered variables, which means based on the previous task output, based on the previous task output, can I execute next task? If the condition is, some condition is satisfied, then only do that. So this way, can I use conditions in my playbook, my tasks, using when? Yes. Before I wrap up the session for today, one more thing. Before I wrap up the session for today, one more thing, error handling. You guys already observed, if any task is failed, the subsequent tasks are getting executed. Any task is failed, the subsequent tasks are getting executed. Let's say, let's say this one. Let's say this one. This task is failed. Let's say, does the subsequent task will be executed? Now let me intentionally remove the variables, group vars and everything I will remove. Let me intentionally remove the variable from playbook. From playbook also I am removing. From playbook also I am removing. And I am removing that all the group vars host vars file. Let's say vi/etc/ansible /group vars. In all.yml also I'll not define this variable. In DB servers also I'm not defining that variable. Let's say in app servers also I'm not defining that variable. Here also I'm not defining that variable. Now let me execute this playbook. Maybe in app servers or whatever servers. In app server or whatever servers or all the servers. That doesn't matter. Since I have not defined the variable anywhere, does this task will be failed? Since I am using template module, in that I am referring one variable, does this task will be failed now? Yes. Sorry. The task is failed. But is it executing subsequent tasks? Is it executing subsequent task, next task? No. Suppose you want to ignore the errors. You want to ignore the errors and proceed further. You want to ignore the errors and proceed further. Then what option you can use? What option I can use here? There is one option called ignore underscore errors. There is one option called ignore underscore errors. Yes. So this way, even though there is a error while performing this task, will it continue to next task? Just a next task. If this is successful, then it goes to next task. Task level, we can ignore the errors like this. That option I need to correct. That option ignore underscore errors, R is missing. So this way we can handle the errors. If you see, even though this is failed, is it executing subsequent task? Yes, but it is not recommended all the way. It is not recommended all the way. You should not ignore the errors, because the next task is based on the previous task output. Then is it best practice to ignore the errors and proceed further? No. So this way we can handle the errors, guys. Okay. Okay, that's it for today. I'll continue tomorrow with another set of concept called Ansible Vault and Ansible Role. I'll continue tomorrow with Ansible Vault and Ansible Role. Okay. So try to play around with all these modules and all these options. We'll continue tomorrow, guys. Thank you. Anyone has any question before I wrap up the session for today? Okay. If not, I'll continue tomorrow. Thank you. So you install Java, you uninstalled the Java, but it is not reflecting, right? You use one option called there is one option, I forgot that one, M module. There is an option called force delete or something is there. Let me confirm 1 second. M module. It is going to remove all the dependencies also, whatever has been installed. That option auto remove. Use this auto remove option along with that name, state. Use auto remove with yes. So if it is yes, it will remove all leaf packages. Leaf packages in the sense whatever was originally installed along with the software. So Java might be coming from the leaf packages also. So use this option auto remove yes option along with the name and the state. Okay. How many days Ansible? Maybe tomorrow these two. Wednesday dynamic inventory. Wednesday dynamic inventory. That's it. Then from maybe Thursday we will start AWS services. Okay, from Thursday. If not Thursday, maybe Friday. Most probably Wednesday Ansible will be done. Okay. Thank you, guys. Try to check the options. If it is not working, right? Try to check the options. Someone is asking how many classes AWS. So since this is not a complete AWS course, as you already know, this is not AWS solution architect or AWS admin role course. This is only for DevOps engineer, whatever services we need AWS, like 10 to 12 services only we are covering, not all the all the AWS. So it may need 12 to 13 classes. Again, don't ask how many days. I am explaining, I am telling today itself. AWS maybe 12, AWS 12 to 13 days, 13 days are classes. Okay. Docker Docker may need 12 to 14 days, any time between 12 to 14 days, or maybe 13 to 15 days, anytime between 13 days to 15 days Docker. The Kubernetes anytime between 20 to 24 days. In between, it can be 20 days or 21 days or 24 days, something like this. Maybe it will be like 20 to 24 or 23. So these many days of classes are left after Ansible. Again, don't ask this question every day, because I see a lot of people asking same question every day. So after Ansible, these many days of sessions are pending. Okay, guys. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.